Welcome back. This is the start of the 9 o'clock turn from the first US attack, the first historical scenario of Objective Smit, which is the second game in the Tactical Combat series. So first up in the turn is the command phase, where we look at the op sheets. As this is the first turn, there's nothing going to be completed. All the op sheets that have currently got on the game are started, so they don't accrue any weighted turns. We don't have to check anything regarding implementation checks or reserves or adding additional units. But we do now need to look ahead, and I probably should have done this actually at the start before the game even started, but I've drawn up the first set of alternative op sheets to look ahead in the game. So we know that the 2nd Battalion of the 112th needs to capture Vosnacker and move on, but looking ahead I need to think about how I'm going to hold Vosnacker, assuming I've still got some Germans around. So to cover that off, I've drawn this op sheet up, which basically will leave some of the forces behind to defend Vosnak as the others move on. So once we've into Vosnak, I will roll, but I thought if I get this going now, then it should build up some turns ahead of that. It's going to take a while actually, because the command prep for the Americans is 4, but because this has got bits of 2 different units and no complete battalions, it's actually got a size of 2, so that leaves me with a 6. So I need to get at least at least 17 turns accrued before I have a better than a 1 in 6 chance of this actually being implemented. That shouldn't be a problem though, because obviously we'll be attacking, although as we will be attacking, I won't be accruing many turns, only one a go. So actually that will take some while, but once it quietens down, we can potentially fail those off their op sheets, although again that might be cheating. I'm still trying to get my grips with how exactly you play this, and then take it on from there. Okay, so that's that one, but the Germans also need to think of how their unassigned units are going to respond as well. So I've drawn up this one for the Fusilier Battalion of the 275th. Again, assuming this is going to need to respond and move up to recapture Vossenac, I've drawn this up here. This should accrue turns more quickly, although they've got a command prep of 5. So again, I did a bit quick calculation. I think I need at least 2 hours before you've got a better than a 50% chance of this actually implementing. Again, I've done all this correctly this term, done a wide axis. Aim is to advance through Kommerscheid, through Mstringemüller, and then use the cover to advance up, probably along the road, to capture the north end of Vossenac, working the assumption that's the area that's going to have the artillery cover, if I've got any artillery left by that point, from the Bergstein Ridge, so I don't have to worry about observation. I can pop in a few attacks ahead of that, and thinking of it, that probably means it's probably worth holding off my main artillery until that point, unless things get desperate. So those have been drawn up, and if we go back to the game, the only other thing that I need to do in this command segment now is roll for the weather. Not quite so easy to see sideways there, but 1d6, we are in this run, we've got a 3, which is heavy fog. Marvellous. We're not going to be observing or doing anything much anywhere with that. That means let's pop that on to remind us There's the weather marker, there it is. Drag that on to heavy fog. 3 hexes visibility. Great fun. The weather in this whole campaign was pretty atrocious, and it was as much a test of endurance for the guys as it was a battle as well. So at least we know we can take advantage of that. That weather is there for the first hour. Heavy fog means I'm not going to be getting any air support at all. So this is just going to be moving up under the cover of that and getting into position for an attack. Let's get on with it then. So aircraft and artillery, as I said, nobody can see anything, so that phase is gone. So we're on straight on to the action phases. Rolling for initiative. Okay, I'll do a 2d6. First die on these will always be the Americans. So, oh, that was stupid. Need to roll this twice. First die Americans 1, second die Germans 1. Draw. American 4, German 2. So Americans go first. We don't need any tidy ups, so straight into the movement. Right. Well, I can move straight on. I had the machine guns lined up here to move up to give some cover, but actually they're not going to be able to do much there. Looking at this, I would have thought if I can move some up into here, or maybe let's have a look to about here. This is falling downwards, so that should be clear. This is all falling away towards that as well, so that's probably a good position. I must admit I am struggling to get my actually, before I do anything, let's clear all those markers off. Right, I'm struggling a little bit to get my head around the line of sight rules in this game, and if I used to things like the old squad leader rules, things like that, but I've got the map actually laid out behind me, so I can work out any line of sights on that. Let's assume, well, I'm not going to do this, so because I've had to change mood, then I've lost half, but they always round up, so that's 3, so I should be able to get to this. Downtown, that's going to be bang on, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and don't want to flip back. I'm only going to need 3, so now I can prep farm meat, so that's no problem. Right, probably should move the tanks up first, so let's do that. Let's give myself some cover. Okay, these can blast away. These don't lose anything from going into move mode. It's 2 on an open hex for one of these, but I can move down the road. These just need to get somewhere close by to start blasting away. I want to ideally get into 3 because they're pretty. There's not much any of the infantry can do short of calling some artillery down on me. So I'm going to, along a standard road, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then along this is actually a third. 5, 6. 7. Okay, that's more than half, so I've gone into the second impulse there. I'm actually going to use my third impulse to flip those. So that's getting into a good position there. Now this one here is, if I can get into a position, I need to get down this road as quickly as possible. I don't want them to move on. I want to be ready to attack, so I'm going to again, let's put to movement. That's 1, 2, because he's actually moving on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, yeah, so it comes to third. So sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they try and move up now, I've got the tanks ready to blast away at them. The infantry can quickly follow up. Actually, I've got these ones as well. Now if I can set myself up for an attack down here as well. So flip them to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, because hang on, well, I'm going to leave them. That's stupid, because I've left them in movement mode and I haven't got enough back. But as I've done it. If I moved in, I'm going to have to leave it there and hope the Germans don't take advantage of that to move up and maybe try and attack. I think they probably will. Okay, what have I got? This is just another 2 over here. So again, let's flip. Third, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 26, 7, 8, yeah, 9, 10, and they done it properly, and they can, so they're ready to bash things up. Okay, let's follow this up with the infantry then. They're already in move mode. Actually, yeah, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move one down, and yeah, let's just, oh golly, keep them moving on the road. That would have made them vulnerable if anybody could see them, but they can't. Because that way, because that's going through the road, I'm saying that's on the road. So it's half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 to there, and you can move up to support on there. And I'm just going to move. Actually, I'll move him to there. Move these guys up to. Hold up, let's just neaten those up in support so they can join up. G's got better morale, so it's going to be my my shock company, and we know though ideally those are going to mainly be the defence at that point. Okay, looking down this side, I need to attack on here. To be honest, that is buried, so I don't think there's any view or any line of sight. Maybe to there, but certainly not before then, and they've got 3 anyway. So I'm going to need to move the infantry up first to clear the minefield. If I can clean this one, then I think the aim is take out this guy and funnel down. If the people want to move back, then I can maybe screen them off with, with some infantry here. So this is one where the infantry's got to lead the way. Okay, that's from 1 to there. 2, 3 because I've crossed a line. 4, 5, 6 to there. And it's going to be 1, 2 to there. It's going to take a little while to move up, but I think I can take my time on this. So let's firstly, well, I am going to see if I may have been silly and there's a not far opportunity. There's no harm in trying. So he is going to shoot. So I'll pause this for a moment while I go and work out whether we've got line of sight there. One thing I should have mentioned at the start, I'm going to base my rules interpretation on an excellent set of videos that Lee Forrester has put up on YouTube, and in there it said the way is you don't try and work out the height of every hex. You've got the height of the 2, and then you decide where the point of contention is, what's going to block it. So for the record, I believe that is this hex here, the minefield hex, that probably is just a bit too high and is going to block out the line of sight. Let's go and find out whether that's true or not. Right, I'm back. I was right, it was blocked. To be honest, what I should have done is done that. You could have seen that was bang on the 400 mark. That X is so close, that's going to be 420, and that one actually was bang on 420, so 420 to 420, it was never going to work. So he's safe to approach. Next, that gives me some good markers as well. Again, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he isn't across them, so he's going to 6 to there. What I should have done, I'm going to do both of them there. And he's just going to go 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5. And again, if I've been yeah, he's behind this ridge line. If I was thinking about whether he could shoot again from here, but he's up there. That's 420. That's going to be 420. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm not even going to try that one out. So that's them there. Mortars are in support. I think in terms of the tanks, well, say flipping them. I know they can get there and flip back. They'll have the tanks queuing up behind them in this space, and that's the initial movements. Yeah, that's everybody I want to move. Okay, nobody could fire, and so it's over to the Germans. Right, so I'm tempted here to, if I could get there, I could potentially do some anti-tank rolls. He's in movement, so he's not going to be able to spot me. It's non-adjacent, so from an up far point of view, you have to be able to see both hexes. He's blocked off from here, and he would be blocked off anyway. So that, I think, gives me a chance. So again, he would flip into movement mode. Leaves him 3. Forest is 2. And then he can flip back. I think we're going to have to be aggressive, and a proper player wouldn't have made that mistake, but let's take advantage. That's what happens in real life. So he's going to move up to there. Now, well, there's nothing he can do. Does he try and retreat and invite them to come on? It's going to be a while before the infantry's back, so there seems to be no point in sitting there being shot. So let's again pull him back to here. That's it's going to be 1 because the buildings don't actually have an effect. He could get attacked. I'm not stopping moving him if they move up to there, so actually let's move him 1 more into here and move him back. This guy, I think, again, in case they want to come move up, I won't flip him, we're just going to move him up 1 and flip him back so they can respond. Okay, I think I'm going to regret him being there as the infantry come charging up, but let's see if I can do some damage in the meantime. One thing that tanks are relatively fragile on battalion morale, so even if I can knock 2 of a company out, let's just see that it's you know, the second one starts them rolling, so I could have a bit of luck if I could knock a couple out and get them to roll a 1 and run away, but we'll see. Okay, that is the end of the 9 o'clock turn, and I'll be back shortly with the next one.